You can just start over.
Start over?
Yep.
Okay. As far as I know, Lane 4 has been contracted by the city to revitalize Campus Town, and they've come up with a plan so far, which would include taking out a lot of these buildings and placing them with, one, they want a hotel in here and some mixed use spots, retail spots, and they also want to bring in like a pharmacy of some sort, and then they're going to eventually work up Welch as well, and which they call their future phase. And I guess that's the gist of it.
Okay. You are the same Daniel Brown that's the Secretary and Treasurer of the CAA, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Apart from, well, I guess including that, has the city or university contacted you or Lane 4 at all regarding their plans?
Has the city contacted me?
Directly.
And just informed me of them, or?
Yeah.
No, the city's never contacted me at all.
Okay. Has the university contacted you?
No.
Has Lane 4 contacted you?
You're talking about me personally, right? About my business or about CAA, or I guess really they've never contacted me at all. I mean, they've addressed CAA in ways, I think, but never me at all.
How have they addressed CAA? Tell me more about that.
Lane 4. Well, I guess Lane 4 has never actually addressed CAA at all. We sent them letters, or one letter so far, and we sent it to the city and ISU. But I guess they've never really addressed us very much. I know the city council has publicly spoken about us and supported us. And, you know, we've been in contact with some of the, I don't know, higher ups in the university, you know, talked to Jeff Johnson, I think, with the Alumni Association, some other people like that. I think John has actually spoken to President Joffrey once, I think. I can't remember. Sorry.
Is John the president of the CAA?
Yeah, John Hala.
John Halen?
Yes.
What store does he own?
He owns Hala Architecture.
Okay.
Right above First National Bank.
Okay. Yeah. So you said the city council came out in support of you guys. How did that happen?
The city council for a long time now has, you know, wanted things in Campus Town to change in one way or another, in many ways. And I think just, you know, in that effort, or in that way, you know, they've just supported us because, you know, we have the same kind of goals. You know, we both kind of want to clean up Campus Town, you know, make it more of a vibrant place, kind of a place for all people. So yeah, I think they just kind of publicly support us in that way.
Okay. So the city's goal here then is to revitalize Campus Town. What does that mean?
I think that would depend on who you're talking to. I think everyone has their own kind of idea, and I'm sure there's a lot of unions or whatever, and some people think or agree on something, some people disagree. But I think, yeah, it can mean many different things. Some people just want it to be cleaned up. Some people want to replace all these buildings and get new businesses in here. Some people want to get the bars out of town, or out of Campus Town for the most part. I know a lot of people consider Campus Town just a place for bars and tattoos, and I think they want that to change. I think there's a lot of people in town that also just kind of want it to go back to the way it was maybe 30, 40 years ago, where there was maybe a bar, you know, and a couple of cafes, and like, you know, like some more retail and stuff like that. But I think it'd be good. I think, you know, we need some variety, much more variety. I think some, you know, bigger national changes might actually do some good too, you know. But I don't think it should be at the cost of removing all the bars. I think this amount of bars is pretty typical for a college town or in a college this size. So.
You said that people think of Campus Town as bars and tattoo shops.
Yeah, some people do.
And that more or less is kind of what it is down Welch, you know. Why do you think that it's bars and tattoo shops?
That's a good question. You know, I would say for a lot of reasons. I mean, some would say the culture has just changed a little bit. I mean, drinking is much more ingrained in our generation, I would say, than in past generations, and I think you know, the market has kind of gone towards that area. To be honest, I think there is maybe one or two many tattoos and bars, but I mean, I guess that's irrelevant. It's kind of a minor factor, but You know, I really don't know. I think there's a lot of reasons. Yeah, I think the culture is probably one of the bigger ones.
Great. If Lane 4, well, actually, first, let's talk a little bit about eminent domain.
Okay.
I've heard that kicked around. Do you have any idea what that means? What that would mean?
Eminent domain. It's yeah. It is. I guess I don't know what it would actually be called, but cities invoke it or use it to oftentimes not confiscate or commandeer property, but appropriate property, I guess is the right term, and usually to install like a civic or a public building of some sort, like a civic center or a school or something. And just in 2005, the last 5 years or so, it's been used for economic development purposes as well. Yeah, that's what it is, I guess.
Okay. What would that mean in relation to like Campus Town if the city used eminent domain here?
What would that mean? It would mean that a lot of the buildings or the buildings and the plots of land that were unable to be sold to Lane 4, and it means that the city would probably take over those buildings and do what they want with them, I guess.
Okay. If Singer Station was one of those buildings,
Yeah.
would you guys survive a move?
Yeah, I mean, I think we would survive no matter where we were in town, to be honest. But it definitely would hurt business. Our sales would probably go down a good amount, I would say. How much, I don't know. But it would definitely affect our business. It wouldn't run us out. We're one of those lucky businesses where there's not many of us, and there's a lot of people that want these things. So,
Okay.
What do you think the goal of Lane 4 is? Like, has it been presented to you at all? Like, what is Lane 4 trying to do?
Well, I mean, ultimately they're just trying to make money. I mean, when it comes down to it. I mean, I guess they're trying to revitalize Campus Town too. You know, that's their ultimate goal, to make this place a more vibrant, bustling place, as I hear many people say.
Do you feel like you stand in opposition to Lane 4, or are you guys not in like conflict?
Well, I'm not in conflict with them yet. I mean, they've never even spoken to me or approached me at all. I definitely disagree with their whole proposal. I think it'd be taking away a lot of things that work and replace them with other things that may work, and it would be at the cost of those things that already do work. At the same time, there's so many other property around here that's underutilized that they could build up. I mean, it just seems silly to me that they're going to knock out all they could possibly, or want to knock out all these buildings here on Lincoln Way, but then not even touch that U.S. Bank ATM parking lot. You know what I mean? It's just right down the street, 4 feet over. Why don't you build up that place? Why don't you build up the old Taco Bell instead of taking out a bunch of businesses that are doing just fine and that aren't blighted? And it's in an area that's not blighted. So.
A lot of people kind of say that, or we have heard that they're trying to get to more like a family-friendly, like Campus Town.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about that?
A lot. Where to start, I guess. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin, so I mean, I come to Ames, and I think this is the safest place I've ever lived. I've never been assaulted. Nothing's ever happened to me. I think you get a lot of people that say they're scared to come to Campus Town. I just think that's hilarious. But I'm sorry. Could you repeat your question again? There was another part that
I've just heard people saying like, oh, they're trying to make it more family friendly. Like that's the goal, for it to be a family friendly place. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think it's not family friendly now?
I think it is. I think it is family friendly. It maybe could be a little bit more. You know, there could be some other businesses or venues, whatever, that could kind of accommodate to people of all ages. And that's why I think we need to get more variety in Campus Town. But as far as it being like a scary, dangerous place to come to, like I've heard so many people, full-time residents in this town say, I just think is ridiculous, personally. But.
And I don't mean this term in like a pejorative sort of way, but this is a head shop? Would you call it that, or?
I would call it a head shop.
Okay.
Unless I can't use that term legally. I don't know. I've never heard I can. I couldn't.
Okay.
So, but it's pretty much a head shop. Yeah, we sell pipes of all kinds and stuff like that.
So, I mean, this being a head shop and there being tattoo parlors and bars, I mean, that's the majority, and haircut places. That's the majority of the stuff that's on Main Street, or on Welch Avenue.
And food. There's a lot of food.
Well, like, why do you think that is?
Because I mean, the students are at least half of the city's population, and these are a lot of establishments that college students would frequent, I guess. But at the same time, we have a very eclectic customer base here at the Singer Station. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of students, but at the same time, there's a lot of full-time residents. There's at least a handful of professors that regularly shop here. Business owners, managers up and down, operators up and down Duff. Once I had like 6 people from Quiznos come in here, like the full-time manager, the assistant manager, 4 of his employees. And so I mean, this business doesn't just accommodate to students. There's definitely a eclectic customer base.
I mean, like, not necessarily specifically you, but like tattoo parlors and bars. Like, we've heard other tales of them trying to kind of like revitalize it, bring in like Wendy's or whatever. But like those businesses seem to fail, and it seems like bars and tattoo shops, like they're here. There's 2 head shops. There's here and the one by Battles. I mean, like, why are these the businesses that stick around, I guess?
I guess, you know, a lot of people would say that the free market pretty much dictated it. I also think that the free market went a step beyond that too, because I mean, if you looked, I mean, a lot of the bars do all right here, but there's also a couple bars, at least, you know, 2 or 3 that don't do very well. I'm not going to name which ones, but there's some that are teetering on the brink of bankruptcy. Same with the tattoo parlor shops. I mean, there's a few. I think there's honestly, I think they do all right here, but I mean, there's probably 1 too many. Sometimes I think it seems that some come in and do very well, and then everyone else sees that they're doing well, and like, oh, I'll open up one too. So I think we've gotten a little bit too much of that stuff in that way. But I would say mostly, maybe it is really the free market, you know.
So
That's all I've kind of come up with, I guess. I don't
just
know.
what do you mean by that? I just don't exactly understand.
That there's a market for these things here because of the students, because there's such a high concentration of people in this area, and that, yeah, I guess that. Does that answer it, or
Yeah,
your question?
no,
Or?
that's kind of what I was just kind of wondering. Like, it just seems like, I don't know. I walk up and down Welch quite a bit, and it does seem like why are all these bars here? Like, you would think that there would be more diversity in like the businesses, but
I think there should be, and I think one of the reasons is because it's such a small area, really. I mean, Campustown is large, but the real concentration of the buildings of the commercial properties are in such a small area. It's really just Lincoln there, and then a little bit up Welch. I really think it needs to be expanded. I think the amount of bars and tattoo parlor shops are typical, but you need some more in there as well. And I think really we need to expand Campustown, in my opinion. I mean, Ames and ISU are only going to keep getting bigger. And there definitely needs to be more spots for retail in Ames, and what better place than Campustown, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion, though.
So does the CAA have any specific plan counter to Lane 4s for the revitalization?
As far as like what they would like to see,
Well, yeah, I mean, like more retail, more variety, stuff like that. Is there any plan to implement that?
no, we don't have really much power when it comes to that. I wish we did, but no, we don't have anything like that.